Guys, every day you need to be a step closer to your fucking goal. If you're not actually compounding forward, it's safe to say you're stagnating. So most people exist in this perpetuated state of believing that balance is the way of life. But as in balance, they sabotage themselves by stagnating in negativity and positivity. You can't go to the gym and then go to a party, get shit-faced, and then think you're gonna actually make progress. You have to understand that balance is a cohesive thing, and it's all around positivity. And so you have to balance positivity with positivity to create more positivity. And so you believing that balance is negative and positive is what's going to sabotage you from getting to the next level. This is why you'll stagnate. This is why you'll sabotage yourself and others that are around you from ever actually making fucking progress. And so those people who say shit like that, those aren't the people to actually make fucking progress. These are the people to regress and pretend like they want to do something, and they'll pretend to try, but in all factuality, they're just deceiving themselves out of the accountability of which they need to take. And they're really just pretending to be doing something so they don't have to face the fact they're doing nothing. So be the individual to genuinely desire and to quake for growth, to actually be addicted to growth, to actually be addicted to getting to the next level. Be obsessed with it psychopathically, and you will get there. Most people will never get to the next level because they say they want it, and here they go again sabotaging themselves because they indulged in the pleasure of which they wanted more. You have to understand, you exist in a state of optimization, and the trajectory of your life is being carved and engraved by what you optimize for yourself, aka your priorities. And so when you don't have your priorities straight, when you say you want to quit the addiction, but you're not quitting, well, it's because you prioritize remaining addicted rather than overcoming what the fuck is keeping you down. And so most of you guys will actually never come to the self-recognition nor have the intelligence to realize that you're actually sabotaging and deceiving yourself out of the necessary action you need to take to actually fucking grow. And so this is why I always tell you to confront your fucking self. Because most of you guys don't confront yourself. Most of you guys believe you're always right, but you're always fucking wrong. And here you go wasting your fucking life in an existential stagnation, always looking for something outside of you to fix you. Never works. The only thing that's gonna fix you is you looking in the fucking mirror, realizing you have to fix yourself and actually moving accordingly. And so, guys, what I want you to get through your fucking brain and allow to digress into your fucking synaptic information, the synaptic fucking neurons in your brain, the neurons, and I want this to crystallize into your mind and embed itself into your neural circuitry. Look in the fucking mirror and realize if you don't do some shit to prioritize higher quality things, a higher quality existence, you will forever stagnate. And so the most stagnant of people, for some reason, don't actually come to the self-recognition or the confrontation that they lack genuine accountability for life. And here they go pretending they're right. Here they go dodging the fact they're a decrepit, stagnating bitch who is never going to get anywhere. Totally hopeless, by the way. I mean, you guys prioritize stagnation because it's comfortable. And so what you have to understand is your comfort is your limitation. And when I say comfort, I don't mean go fucking David Goggins. I simply mean that the reason you don't want to get to that next level, but you say you do, is because it's comfortable to be where you're at. But you need to push yourself to get the fuck up and to actually push to the next level. So most of you guys will never actually get to the next level because you always want to be comfortable. You always want to sit there and you want to pretend like you're doing something when you're doing nothing. And here you go deceiving yourself in the balance negativity with positivity, but that's called existential stagnation. And so the most stagnant of people will forever believe that, hey, maybe if I go to a party Saturday, well, if I go to the gym the rest of the week, then it doesn't count. But it definitely fucking counts. You just lack accountability, and you actually lack cognitive function to logically deduce what the fuck is actually going on. 1 + 1 = 2, but you're so fucking stupid that you thought that, you could overwrite the logical equation of the answer, and you thought that your right brain, you thought you could overwrite it with imaginal logic. You have to understand that there is imaginal logic and there's factual logic. And so when you use imaginal logic, such as if I see 333 today, well, that means I have good luck. That is imaginal logic. That is right hemisphere brain. And you're utilizing a specific area of your brain which is creative imagination. But what you have to understand is that actual logic is 1 + 1 = 2. You can't say 1 + 1 = 3 and believe that's actual concrete fact, because it's wrong. It's not actually logical. It's just impossible. It will never happen. And so what you have to understand is that when it comes to the personal development, well, you have to balance these two hemispheres, and you have to actually logically deduce what the fuck you need to do, and then you have to commit with integrity in your soul and your heart, and you have to genuinely desire growth, and you'll have to really get sick of the comfort and the stagnation and the depletion and the always seeking something other than yourself to fix your problems. And when you get to that point, that's when you actually begin to spiral upwards instead of downwards. And guys, stagnation doesn't mean remaining in the same place. It means slowly descending into something less. Because the longer you stagnate, the lower quality you'll become. That's a fact. And so I want you guys to truly understand that you need to logically deduce what the fuck is going on. And then you have to actually discern if this is imaginal logic or factual logic. Imaginal logic means you saw something green, and so that reflected wealth into you, which is cool for belief systems. This is cool to empower yourself and to have the mindset of prosperity, to remind yourself that you're beautiful and you always have wealth and you're infinite. But what you have to understand is that imaginal logic will only do so much. And so until you recognize the fact that, you can say that if I go to the party and then go to the gym, the party isn't having an effect, when it definitely is. And so you have to understand that it's either all in or all out. Don't commit 50-50. Don't commit 75-25. Commit with your fucking soul. Commit 100%. And actually allow reality to bend in your will, in your favor, and actually allow things to work out your way instead of sabotaging yourself by deceiving yourself with imaginal logic. We've all been there where you think, okay, maybe if I only smoke once a day, maybe I'll lessen up, I have less tension to smoke, but it never fucking works. Maybe if I don't hang out with these people, or maybe if I don't do this for this long, or maybe if I do. Guys, you're either 100% in or you're 100% out. And this is what I love about life. Guys, if you're going to commit to partying, if you're going to commit to being less, do that shit with your all. And so this is what I mean. You guys don't actually commit with your chest because you know it's wrong. And so if you know it's wrong and you don't want to 100% commit to getting fucked up like how you should, if you're going to commit to that, well, you have to understand that you're just a coward. And so if I was on the other side of the spectrum and I was devolving and descending as a human, well, I would go 100% in. I would put all my chips on everything I do, which is going to descend me, because you have to understand that you're either all in or you're all out. And so be the individual to be all in or all out, because at least you'll get some experience. If you look at certain people like Togi, he went all fucking in on being a descendant, and look where he got. And so if you're going to be a descendant, go all in. But for the people who want to ascend, well, you have to go all in too. And so this is a different path. This requires a different level of mental strength, mental fortitude, intelligence. This is a different level of actual cognitive function. You'll realize that your neural circuitry, your fucking brain will evolve when you begin to ascend as an individual, because you're actually applying yourself to life. And so when you apply yourself to life, you'll realize that the growth is infinite and the adaptation is infinite, and anything that is in your path you will overcome. But if you're not going to commit 100%, well, you might as well commit 100% to the other side of the spectrum, because at least we can respect you for committing 100%. If you're going to commit to being a descendant, well, commit with your fucking soul. If you're going to commit to being an ascendant, commit with your fucking soul. Don't be 50-50, because now you're a limbo-ass bitch. Peace!